Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Super excited for this video for you guys today. Probably like lots of you, I've been watching the Great British Sewing Bee recently, and probably again like lots of you, been really inspired by so many of the challenges they've been doing. I was particularly interested in one of the challenges I saw them do recently, which I think was one of the made to measure challenges, and one of the contestants used a zero waste pattern, which I think was by Birgitta Helmersson, who is apparently very famous and kind of one of the leading producers of zero waste patterns, and I've only just come across her now. But anyway, this got me looking down a rabbit hole of zero waste patterns, because obviously, as we all know, the fashion industry as a whole is incredibly wasteful. Pretty much every level of the journey, from like the production of the fibres to the end piece of clothing and everything in between, very wasteful. And I think partly that's what inspires a lot of people to make their own clothes, partly obviously for the fit and for their own style, but partly to try and make things that will actually last and that you know that you're going to love for years to come. And I think that's really admirable. But what I've definitely noticed, and I've not been sewing for very long, is that every single pattern you make has then lots of little bits of scraps of fabric that you don't know what to do with. And I am a bit of a hoarder, and I really don't like throwing things away, and I have it in my mind I'm going to create loads of things with them, and I never do. So already lots of bags of scraps of fabric are around my flat. And so the idea of a zero waste pattern where you get that piece of fabric and you use every inch of it to create your product is just a great idea to me. My initial thought with this was that you'd be just creating very kind of boxy, shapeless items, which obviously everyone always loves that comfortable piece of clothing, but for myself I do quite like things that are a bit more fitted, so I was a little bit skeptical about this idea. Anyway, I thought I'd look into it. As I said, fell down a huge rabbit hole of zero waste patterns, so I thought I'd share my finds with you guys today. I've got 14 or 15 different designers, and they've each got loads of different patterns, so I'll go through them all, what my favourite pieces are. I'll put the links all down in the description box below, and I've talked already for too long, so let's get into it. So first off, I've already mentioned her, Birgitta Helmersson. She seems to be leading the way with all of this. She's got a few different pattern books and other solo patterns as well available to purchase. Lots of different things like tops, dresses, jackets, jumpsuits, etc. I think quite a lot of them are a little bit more of that boxy style, but she's got a huge range of things, and I think they're all very wearable as well. Next, we've got the website, which is, I'm going to pronounce it terribly, it's French, Re.formons Nous, and they have a number of free zero waste patterns. My favourite is the dress. It like really cinches in around the waist. I think it's a very wearable pattern, and I'm sure I've seen designs of this in high street shops, so very wearable. They also have a trench coat, which is cool, and a bag. The next one is Make Use, it's New Zealand based. They have a number of famous zero waste designers who've created their pieces, and there's a number of free patterns including a wrap dress, so that's really cool. And then an absolute find of a website was one that was literally called Zero Waste Pattern Library, and it's got 86 patterns in total. Some of them you have to pay for them, some of them you give a donation, and some of the patterns are free, but loads and loads of different patterns on there, all zero waste, so amazing selection. From within that, I've kind of looked into a few of the most prolific designers who've submitted patterns to that website. So the first one I've got is someone called Haywood. Again, I'll pop the link down below. And she's got loads of zero waste patterns on her website. She's got these culottes, I'll pop the picture up here. They're absolutely gorgeous. I actually think I'm going to make some of those this summer. Also a pinafore dress, which I again really liked, thought it was very wearable. Another designer from that website is someone called ECO JOLIE. Again, really wearable items. There's a free maxi skirt pattern on their website, but they also have a jumpsuit and trousers, which again were really nice. Also on there is Vic's Eco Designs. Again, I'll pop the website link down below. My personal favourite is the Felicity Eco Dress, but they have loads of other patterns including dresses, skirts and tops, all women's wear. And then another French group called DEIS, D-E-I-S, again I'll pop the link down below, do a range of menswear, which is really good because obviously the bulk of these are women's patterns, so really good to see people are also doing this for menswear. So they've got some really nice, I'll put some pictures up, but men's shirts, trousers, and also a rucksack pattern, which was good. I found an Etsy site called Process of Sewing. They're a German designer. They've got loads of zero or low waste patterns on their Etsy shop. One of my favourites is the gore skirt, which is like a real sort of fit and flare sort of midi length skirt. I'll put a picture up, it's really lovely. And then if you're looking for something with a bit more vintage feel, Pattern Union has got the Edith smock dress. It's got loads of detailing kind of in the middle on the top, and as I say, has got a slightly more rustic feel to it, kind of a really nice summer dress. If you're kind of good at smocking, which I've actually never tried, then probably you'll like doing this pattern. And then again, something a bit different is zero waste patterns from the Thread Faction studio. They've got loads and loads of zero waste children's designs, really cute kind of jumpsuits or pinafore outfits or little trousers, shirts for girls and boys, really lovely range. And then finally, Mood Fabrics, which is an American-based site. I've mentioned them on my video of where I look to get free patterns, and again I'm mentioning them now. They do have a really huge range of patterns. I would say that they probably require a certain amount of sewing experience beforehand because they don't have really detailed instructions with their pattern pieces, but they're always really kind of on trend, really fashionable, and I was very pleased to see that they also have a couple of zero waste pattern pieces. So they've got a women's shirt and also a pinafore skirt, and I'll pop some pictures up here and of course the links down below. So that was a real whistle-stop tour, guys. Hopefully that's just given you guys some locations to look at and maybe some inspiration of things you might want to try yourself. If you've made any of these yourselves and you've got any experience with this, by all means please tell me what you thought about them in the comments below. And if there's any of these that you think you'd be interested in making in the next coming months, then again, let me know in the comments below. As always, if you found this video useful or you'd like to see anything more, please consider liking and subscribing and pressing that notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video.